In this video, I'm going to be exploring whether or not combat kits are viable for settlers. In this particular case, the way I envision it is that many of the settlers are part of an organization called the Massachusetts Commonwealth Defense Force, which is sort of an offshoot of the Minutemen. The difference is they're more of a professional army than the militia. The best comparison I can come up with is something like state National Guards in the United States. It isn't necessarily their main profession, but they have received the same basic training as every regular soldier. And standardized equipment include this type of combat rifle, which I've modified into sort of a battle rifle, as well as at least one squad automatic weapon per fire team. Now, at least as far as I'm concerned, the squad automatic can be almost anything, either some sort of heavy automatic laser, even a type of automatic plasma gun, but more often than not, it's going to be a type of assault rifle that's been modified accordingly. And there'll be at least one of those, depending on the size of the settlement. There might be two who are equipped with the squad automatics, but most of them would be equipped with either a battle rifle or some manner of pipe submachine gun. Now, these actually aren't cheap to make, and you need at least a level 4 in both of the science and gun nut perks to make all of the components required for the weapons. But even though they aren't cheap, they're still very basic weapons. You don't necessarily need to make them as fancy as you would think. They're not designed for your character's use. They're designed for settlers' use. And in this particular case, the battle rifle has the most powerful automatic receiver available in the game for that weapon. It also has a standard large magazine, a muzzle brake, a front ring sight, and a standard long stock. If you have enough components available, you can mass produce these. And for the armor, for anybody using a squad automatic type, I would recommend giving them, say, combat armor with at least a sturdy chest piece, but if you don't have that available, standard works just fine. But you don't necessarily want to give them a full set of armor either. I would give the settlers who are equipped to serve in the MCDF, say, leg pieces and a chest piece and nothing else. Helmets would be nice, but the problem is helmets aren't very common in the game, at least not very good ones. If I had my way, I'd give all of them combat helmets, but like I said, because there isn't an abundance of those in the game, I'll give the majority of them some sort of wide-brimmed hat, like this fedora here, or anybody holding a squad automatic, they might have a metal helmet that has shadow finish on it, for example. That's simply for role-playing purposes. From my understanding, it probably wouldn't be a good idea for them to wear a reflective type of headgear. So, with that said, let me go ahead and take... Let me see if I can find something here. Yeah, this. Alright, let's, no, not her. Let's find the other guy, the guy with the combat armor. Yo.
I just need to trade gear with you. Of course.
Alright, so what I'm going to do... I'm going to go ahead and take this weapon. Now, it does have a different name than the other two of this type, but it is still the same basic mass-produced weapon. So I'm going to take that from him. Now, his original outfit, the green rag hat and the surveyor outfit, I let him keep. I mean, the way I see it, the settlers come in with their possessions, I'm not going to take anything that belongs to them. I'm just going to issue them the standardized equipment required for their service. That's all that is. Alright, so the squad automatic takes 80 5.56 rounds. That's a pretty good drum magazine, so let's go ahead and hand him, yeah, 80 5.56 rounds, along with the squad automatic, and also have him equip it. But because he is the designated squad automatic user, I am going to give him a helmet. Because why not? He's going to be a bit of a target. Let's offer him just a bit more protection. Now the trilby hat he won't need anymore. And you know, the wide-brimmed hats also make sense in a role-playing sense, because they're going to be working in a field or outside very commonly, and hey, it shades their face and neck. Alright, so now that he's equipped, and now that I have enough of these battle rifles available, let's go ahead and give... Yeah, anybody in the white t-shirts and jeans have submachine guns. I'm going to go ahead and give each of them a battle rifle instead, after I get more ammunition for it. The settlers only need 40 each. And I have a whole bunch of 45 caliber rounds. There we go. Okay, so I need 120 45 caliber rounds. Bit more. Bit less. There. Well, hold on now. I did that wrong. I'm a little bit sleep deprived, pardon me. If you'll bear with me for one moment here. There. Now, it is also possible to give each settler a grenade, but I actually wouldn't recommend that, because when they use grenades, they're actually going to damage a lot of things in the settlement while they throw them. Alright, you.
Just looking to trade a little.
Sure thing.
Hey, you're going to get a better weapon, pal. Alright, let's give him 40 45 caliber rounds. There we go. Like I said, I'll give each of the 3 settlers who have a t-shirt and jeans outfit a better weapon. They have a low rate of fire, but the individual rounds hit pretty hard too, and it's still automatic. If they're able to keep a bead on a target, they'll be able to mow them down in no time. Alright, let's find the other 2. Oh, here she is.
I just want to trade a few things.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and take this. Alright, give her 40 more 45 caliber rounds. Equip that. Now, there is one thing I'd like to experiment with. I also have an abundance of stealth boys, interestingly enough. I wonder what would happen if I gave each settler a stealth boy, and the settlement fell under attack. That's something I might actually do, but in the meantime, let's find Sheffield and give him a nice battle rifle, shall we? Don't underestimate Sheffield. He's actually one of the toughest settlers you can recruit. Ah, is that him? Yeah, that's him.
Ugly bastard sure hit us hard.
Hey, Sheffield. What do you think about coming to work for me?
Thank you. It's like I can finally think straight.
I'd like to trade some items.
Alright, let's go ahead and take... Looks like you picked that up. And like I said, that's his Nuka-Cola and his tattered rags. Simply as a matter of principle, I'm not going to take anything that belongs to a specific settler from them, not even caps. But I might take their default weapon if I'm giving them a better one. In that particular case, I think it's a fair trade. Call it a trade-in, right? Alright, and the last MCDF battle rifle is given to Sheffield. Now that's a heavy battle rifle, but at the same time, like I said, don't underestimate him. I've actually, not during a recorded video, but I've actually tested him in fights against other settlers, and he's won every single time when they have a comparable melee kit. So I'm confident that he's fully capable of defending himself and others when given the proper equipment. Although proper equipment is also relative, we're going to find out just how effective these battle kits are in a few moments.
I gave up alcohol after settling down here. Doctor said I shot my liver.
That's a really good idea, pal. Okay, now that I've done all that, we've got 6 settlers, 5 of which have the battle rifles at the ready, one of which has a squad automatic. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before, but I think in the video description I'm going to offer the recipes for creating these specific mass-produced weapons. So I'll make sure to do that after I post this video. In the meantime, you may have noticed this gigantic compartment here. That's supposed to capture a Deathclaw. After the Deathclaw is captured, I'm going to release it and see how the settlers do. I do expect a few of them to die, and I should mention that I actually haven't saved the game for this experiment. With that said, let's go ahead and hand out some stealth boys. In here, I have the stealth boys. Yeah, 15 of them. So let's go ahead and pick up 6. And hand 1 to each settler, including Sheffield. Now that's not even including the canine we have here. Howdy, pal. Well, let's wait for all of them to go to bed, and I'll hand each of them a stealth boy individually after they've settled in. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Alright, let's go ahead and hand them out.
Just wanted to trade a few things.
This guy first.
Okay.
Alright, let's make sure he is equipped properly. Yeah, he's got him. How about stealth boy? My treat. Miss?
I'd like to trade some items.
Of course.
Alright, let's double check. Just make sure she has what's required. Alright, good, good. And of course, I do have a lot of eyepieces as well. I'll just hand some of them either goggles, sunglasses, black-rimmed glasses, just for their eye protection. You know, it's an optional piece of gear. Alright, I've got a stealth boy for you. There you go. Now, I'm really tempted to give them grenades, too, but like I said, that's going to cause a lot of damage to the surrounding settlement if they start using those. It's a bit like cutting off your nose to spite your face.
I want to trade a few things.
You're not even going to get up? Alright. Alright, stealth boy.
Nuka-Cola's the only thing I can drink that wakes me up. Otherwise, it's all hazy.
Now go back to bed, pal. Sorry to bug you. Miss?
Can we trade a few things?
Okay.
Alright, let's just make sure. Alright. She has everything she needs except the stealth boy here. That may well save their life. But I'll find out for sure later. What about this guy?
I want to trade a few things.
Heavy gunner, have a stealth boy.
Go ahead.
You know, I should mention that the two other male settlers besides Sheffield, they definitely appear to be the most physically capable out of the group. Alright. Stealth boy, pal. Everybody likes stealth boys, right? Use it wisely. Now, I'm hoping that, in accordance with typical settler mechanics, when they use the stealth boy, it's actually going to be in their inventory still. So, I guess I'll find out if they do make use of them. Alright, miss?
I just want to trade a few things.
Sure.
Okay, do you have everything you need? Yeah, you've got the weapon. You don't have a stealth boy, though. Everybody needs a stealth boy for this. Alright, go ahead and take it. Alright, you good? Alright, go ahead and turn in again. I'm going to do the same. But first, here's what I'm going to do. Just to make sure they don't take up any other weapons, I'm going to take all the ammunition. There. And now, actually, you know what? One last thing. Just to make this as authentic as possible. Actually, no. They'll need all the help they can get, so let's keep the turrets in place. Let's fall asleep. And wait for a Deathclaw to be captured. Hopefully it happens. I've never actually done this before. Nothing's been captured yet. You know, this might actually take a little bit. When you set up a cage, it mentions that it may take up to a week in-game to actually capture anything. So let's go ahead and stop this recording and then resume as soon as I have something to work with here.
What's that noise?
Let's trade.
Go ahead.